Hi, I'm Tim Van Milligan. In this video, I want to show you how to test an altimeter. And this particular altimeter that I'm testing is the Easy Mini from Telemetrum. As you can see here, I've got it mounted on a piece of wood, and I've got two igniters installed for the apogee, which is the peak altitude, and then we have a main parachute, which is ignited lower in altitude. This particular one, the main, is set at 250 meters or about 820 feet. I've also have a battery installed and a little switch to turn it on. To test altimeters, what you need is a vacuum chamber. I have a pretty elaborate one here, but you can actually make one out of some Tupperware and a medical syringe, just hooking it up to the Tupperware container and just drawing the air out, which simulates the rocket going up. Because remember, as the rocket goes up, the air pressure gets less and less. So the higher up you go, the less air pressure is. And that's just like sucking the air out of it. And then when the altimeter senses that the air pressure is no longer decreasing but starting to increase again, that means that the rocket is starting to come down. So in the pressure chamber, and I've got a clear bell jar here, and I'll just stick it over the top. I'm going to turn on the vacuum pump, and it's going to suck the air out, just like the rocket's going up. And then I'm going to shut the vacuum pump off, hold it there as long as I can, and then slowly let air in, which the altimeter will sense as the rocket coming back down. And when it hits apogee point, we should see the apogee igniter fire, which is this one here. And then at about 250 meters, we should see the main fire. Since you can't tell what the pressure is inside, I'm going to put another altimeter inside the vacuum chamber at the same time. And this is the altimeter one from Jolly Logic. And it has a neat little feature in it where you can see the current altitude of the rocket. And I have it set up to do that. So we'll see the actual altitude of the rocket in here as the rocket comes down. So I'm going to move my cameras around, try to get a better view for you so you can see the pressure on the altimeter and then see everything fire. And I'll turn everything on, and then we'll run a little test, and that will show you how to test your altimeter. So I'm going to pause here, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to run the test now. Now the bottom igniter that you see is the apogee, and that one should fire as soon as I turn the vacuum pump off. My chamber leaks a little bit, so I'm just going to leave it closed, and it will just slowly let air in. And as you'll see on the altimeter, when it gets about 250 meters, the top igniter should fire. There's the first igniter. We're at well over 5,000 meters and dropping. I'm going to let a little air in. Yeah, I'll just let it go down. We're at 2,600 meters, 1,000 meters coming up. $500. Again, we're going to look at that top igniter. That's the one should fire when we get to 250 meters. Which is about 820 feet. All right, any second now. There it was. All right, I'm taking the bell jar off, and what you're hearing now is the altimeter beeping out the altitude in meters. Okay, so the altimeter test is done. It had a little flaw there at apogee, and I think that was because of my vacuum pump. But the main parachute was deployed pretty much really close to 250 meters, which is exactly where we wanted it. So everything is working. So I'm going to put this in a rocket, and you can go ahead and fly it. In the next video I want to take the data off of the altimeter and see what this test looked like as if it were an actual flight. And we'll see how to connect it to a computer and download the data, and then reset some of the other parameters, such as if you wanted to set the main parachute at a different altitude. You do that in the software. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And until that video, may the winds be light, may the skies be blue, and may all your rockets fly straight and true.